Alright, so we got the car jacked up. Did take the front bumper off, and using the ESP front traction bar as a jacking point, easily can lift the car, since the side skirts actually cause a bit of an issue even with the low profile jack. So what we did was take the bumper off, jack the car up. Of course, before we did that, we took that axle nut and broke that loose finally. It's a bit of a pain, but we got it. So now we've got the car jacked up and the wheels are off, ready to roll to begin taking the brakes, the caliper, the rotor, and get that axle out of the hub and disconnected from the transmission, in which we will do an inspection, see if those CVs are good and if the axle is holding up well after 96,000 miles. So something I like to do for myself is I like to put the rim and tire under the car. Even though I've got jack stands on it, I feel it is a extra safety precaution in which my life is at risk underneath these cars, just in case. Not exactly the smallest guy, but I ain't the biggest. I use it as a safety precaution just in case. This is only a hobby and I don't plan on dying. So something I wasn't expecting to see. Now these are the green stuff brakes, and it looks as though the shim between the caliper and the brake itself is coming loose and is riding on the rotor, causing a nice little groove, as you can see. And this is on both sides, and I'm not too impressed with that overall. The fact that the shim has broken off, even though it couldn't go anywhere, it has ridden on the rotor for a duration of time. And to me, well, personally, I don't like that. So, and this is on both sides. We'll walk over and I'll show you the brake pad on this side. So as you can tell, here's on the internal side where you've got the shim, and the brake's in pretty good shape on this side. A little bit of wear, but not bad. So now we're going to come over and look at this, and here's that shim, and it just broke right off. And these are green stuff, and I'm not too impressed with that. There's still life left on both sides. A little more worn on one. Not overly impressed though. Don't like that one bit. Kind of a sad discovery that both sides would have that. So let's keep going. That was a 14 millimeter to take the caliper off, and we'll do a visual inspection of the caliper. But overall, that rode pretty good, causing an extra groove which there wasn't before. And I like to use a bungee to hold that bad boy because it is pretty stiff. What we do plan on doing is adding a stainless steel line, but overall these ones are pretty good still. So let's move on. Alright, so we got the brakes all off. That includes the caliper and several other devices, the rotor, and we're starting to get those axles out. So as you can tell, got our hub here, and so far that CV joint don't look too bad. You can see the connections from the traction bar there. So we're going to move forward and we're going to start disconnecting the strut and anything else in our way that will prevent us from taking that axle.